Welcome back to another episode of QORcast. Today, we got some interesting news. But before we get into that, I'd like to thank Core for sponsoring the podcast, helping us produce content every week regarding it, and help us basically, you know, chat shit and
Chat shit.
chat shit. You know what I mean? And make fun of others. But we got two very important news on esports. So we'll start with the more controversial one, which is interesting, but the CS boycott.
This is juicy. This is juicy. Like, you want to start with it?
Yeah, I've been keeping up with it, and it's actually really interesting because I still follow the CS scene here and there, but this one made me really invested. So, the team Astralis, the four-time major winners in CSGO, Astralis, recently signed a player named Cadian. They dropped the player Bro. His esports name is Bro. They dropped him. And the excuses, so the reason is this kind of insane is because Blast has like a timestamp where you have a set roster you have to play with.
Yep.
And you have to play with them no matter what. You before the match started, you say, hey, these are the roster we're playing with. But there's an exception. If there is a emergency, either medical or family emergency, you can have an emergency sub.
But isn't that sub supposed to be like the coach can sub in?
You can use a coach or you can use an actual player, depending on the situation. So that's what I was hearing. Like, you can actually use another player as a substitute, depending on the situation. They said it was a medical emergency. Okay? And Bro didn't say this, but the people represent him said he is physically fine. He is not ill in the slightest. He is physically and healthy, and he is not ill in the slightest.
Yep.
So they basically dropped him. A week later, they say, hey, he's sick. We need an emergency, so we're going to use Katie in our new sign-up. And every pro,
all the IGLs. All the
IGLs came along and said, we're not attending Media Day. Because you have to attend Media Day because they do a lot of content. It's like, we're not attending Media Day. I don't feel well. They'll use the same excuse, like, I'm not really feeling well, so I'm gonna like take a pass on it. Sorry.
They all put that tweet out. Fuck, I don't remember what it said.
It's like, I'm unfit to attend Media Day, or I'm feeling ill, or some of them made memes. Even the orgs got involved. Like G2, Vitality.
One of them.
Yeah, like G2, Vitality, FaZe, they all got involved too. It's so funny. And then there was a petition. All the IGLs came together and were like, hey, we're not attending Media Day. Like, either actions are taken in or we're not taking Media Day. And then Blast said, no, we're not. They'll still stand and they can still use an emergency sub. So that was happening. Everyone's like, this is fucked. Like, why are you lying? Like, I know you dropped him, but at least play the tournament with him.
Yeah, like they just straight up lied. It's a medical emergency, and he's like, fine.
And he's perfectly fine. They've made multiple tweets like, no, he is fine. He's physically fine. He's medically fine.
He hasn't said anything himself, though, right? It's
he has not.
Just like his agent or something. Like the people representing him said it on his behalf.
Yeah,
which I think is even crazier that he's not addressing the situation by himself.
I think he's more just like, hey, I'm going to take a step back. I don't want to cause any more problems because he's benched. So he doesn't want to cause any bad blood or like burn any bridges more than anything. So his agents are basically like taking the blame, right now, or like taking more heat. But that's kind of insane. It's like, I get it. You dropped him, but you dropped him a week before a major tournament. So just play him out and then slowly bench him out after maybe the tournament, or maybe if you guys qualify, bench him. I get it, or just say, hey, KDN, he's still new, so we're not going to play with him. We're going to stay with the roster that we've been using for months, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's whole situation. It's like, don't use a medical emergency as a lie. Like, that's kind of fucked. Just be straight up. It's like,
well, because if they don't say it's a medical emergency, they can't do it because you have to have your roster locked in by a certain date, and they obviously don't feel that they need to conform to the rules like everyone else does.
Yeah, it's still crazy that Blast agreed though. Like, Blast was like, yeah. So we're gonna agree to that, and everyone's like, yeah. If this happens again, or if this continues the way this is gonna be very bad for esports. So hopefully we'll see in the future what's going on. But yeah, that is Astralis is in hot waters right now. So we're gonna see how that is. Oh, by the way, the result is they got eliminated almost instantly. You have to win 2 games to qualify. They lost both of them, and one of the games they got 13-0'd. So karma's a bitch.
Yeah,
karma's a bitch.
Deserve it.
So they got destroyed.
They might start having a medical emergency.
Yeah, no, the memes are amazing. So they were getting shit on. Anyways, another news, massive news, Deadlock.
More Valve news today.
More Valve news, actually, yes, but this is more of a positive note. Valve, when they lock in, they truly lock the fuck in.
Yeah, that's the thing. It seems like when they want to, they go insane.
They know. Yeah, they know when they want to lock in and actually care, they know what the fuck to do. They actually produce. So if you guys haven't known, Deadlock is their new MOBA game, MOBA-esque shooter. And they recently came out with a patch. As of this recording was yesterday, the 26th, and they came out with a patch where they came out with a new anti-cheat. Now, Danny,
CS2 doesn't have an anti-cheat. Oh, what's happening?
Exactly. This is not a CS2 Premier anti-cheat. No.
No, this is a Deadlock pre-alpha anti-cheat or Deadlock alpha anti-cheat.
This anti-cheat specifically, when you detect a cheater, the opponents, meaning, for example, if my team were fine and then there's a cheater on the other team, we can decide if 1, to ban them right away and end the game, so you can just ban them, or 2, turn them into a frog for the rest of the game, and then they still get banned after the game.
What happens when what do they do as a frog? Can they do anything?
I have a video of it, and it is very fucking funny because all they do is just hop around. They can't use any abilities. They can't do anything. They are physically, all they're doing is just hopping around as frogs. And that is it. That is, for the rest of the game, they are frogs. You know how insane that is?
That's such like a meme anti-cheat.
It is a meme anti-cheat, and it's amazing. So they use that, and that at this got news all over news. Every content creator from different games like Apex, Rainbow Six, CS, they all were like, what the fuck? This is basically never heard of. Like, you just turn the cheater into a frog?
Dude, that's they should just put this shit right in CS. It's on the source engine.
True, yeah.
Except they turn the CTs into a gerbil or something if they're cheating, you know?
So, another news, so someone saw a former Valve employee said, oh yeah, we had this plan for CS where if they're cheated, they turn into a chicken.
Oh my god.
Apparently this was kind of already planned in CS, but they just never went along with it.
Oh, they're keeping it to make sure Deadlock gets all the new high-tech stuff.
Honestly, so this whole thing is actually really, really interesting that they had this on for CS and they were testing it for CS, but they implemented it into Deadlock.
Mm-hmm.
So this is really, really interesting, and I'm actually, this is insane. This anti-cheat is insane because this is version 1, so it's not going to be perfect and everything. But yes, no, this anti-cheat is actually kind of insane because I know, like Valorant, they have their root kernel anti-cheat, but this anti-cheat is not root kernel. So I want to know how effective it is. It's a good anti-cheat. It's funny.
Are there already a lot of cheaters in Deadlock?
Me personally, I have not run into any obvious cheaters. Yeah, I haven't run into any obvious cheaters. So I don't know, but I think they're just trying to be safe more than anything. So this is version 1. Again, this is not the final version. The game is still beta. Doesn't even have ranked mode anymore yet. They have official private matches now. You don't have to go through console anymore, so that's good.
Oh, really? Is there a spectator mode?
Yeah, and everything.
Oh, so now you could actually
run
post
tournaments
your
and
own stuff. Yeah.
So it's really interesting. So they have that. They came out with a massive update. It's really good. Every 2 weeks they come out with a massive update. But this anti-cheat is really interesting because now everyone's questioning. It's like, man, their game like Apex or Rainbow and CS. It's like, man, is it even worth being a content creator over there if you just have to go into run into cheaters all the time?
Yeah.
And it's gonna be interesting how many creators are gonna move to Deadlock just because their game is just a shit. So
Valve
that's gonna
knows how to take over the scene, I guess.
When they actually like a game, they lock in.
Yeah, when they actually enjoy a game.
So all right, Also, fighting news. We have some interesting fighting news. First, Tekken. Hayachi. He's not dead.
Is coming out.
He's not dead. He survived in the lava somehow, some way. He got thrown to a lava and survived.
In the trailer, Kazuya fucking says, he's like, I thought I threw you into the lava, or into the volcano. And Hayachi just stands up and he's like, you think some measly lava was enough to kill me? Like, he's just him, dude. Like,
Tekken makes no sense. You know, Tekken gives me I don't know if you ever watched an anime called Baki. It gives me the same sense where it makes no, like Baki, there's some shit that makes no sense. Like, and then Tekken gives that same vibe. Like, he got thrown to a lava and he got up. He's like, yo, bro, what do you mean? That's it?
Well, this is like, they haven't really killed any of the main characters. Like, the only person that, like, actually died is the original king in the story, died in like Tekken 2 or something like that. But then there's a new king, like it's a different guy, but everyone else, like of the main cast that they've killed, has been like resurrected. So Jin was resurrected, Kazuya here, I don't know if I don't think he was killed, but he was presumed dead because they like threw him off a cliff or something. And then now Heihachi. Well, so this is now like the second time that.
Yeah, because there's like zombie Heihachi in one of the games, right?
Not zombie Heihachi, but like he doesn't die. I think it's in Tekken 5. So basically like Jack, like the big robot guy, like a ton of those guys come in and they like are fighting Heihachi and Kazuya throws Heihachi into all of them and they like self-destruct. And he gets like buried in the ground, okay? And in the story, he everyone thinks he's dead, okay? And he sits there in the dirt for like 5 months. And then like it's like out of nowhere, it goes back, the camera goes back to it and like his hand comes out and he just gets up. Like he was just hibernating there for like.
So he did and now it's the same thing, but he's in lava. He just hibernated in lava and everything.
Well, I think he's like actually back from the dead this time. I don't think he was dead the first time because like he had gray hair in Tekken 7 and he doesn't have gray hair anymore. Unless he just dyed it, but like he seems like a younger Heihachi.
He still has that like build bolt spot here.
Yeah.
It's still funny, so.
Hair. But yeah, he lore aside, he seems like he's gonna be a huge problem.
Oh my god, he looks
from
insane.
A bunch of streamers got invited out to Bandai Namco to play him. They got like an hour with him or something like that. And everyone's saying that he seems like he's gonna be a problem. He's strong enough without his boss character mechanic, but he has a mechanic where if he goes into heat 3 times, then he can literally turn into a single player boss character with overpowered moves. But apparently
he's gonna be the Dragunov now. He's gonna be more broken than Dragunov.
No, I think unless we're all completely wrong, I see him being like the Tekken 7 Leroy on launch. Oh. If anyone remembers that, where that fateful, I think it was Evo Japan, fucking like 6 of the 8 in the top 8 all played Leroy. Because that's just how insane he was.
This Evo, we had a lot of diverse characters in top 8. So it was good. Like we had a Dragunov, of course, like a few Dragunovs, but for the most part, we had like a few diverse characters.
I mean, Arslan Ash plays Nina, and Nina won Evo. But what's his name? Atif played he played Fang and he plays Dragunov. Dragunov's really strong. There are a couple Jins though. Like even the top tiers are like they're definitely strong, but like it's, and I mean I guess you could say like Dragunov and Nina might be on like their own tier. But like really the distance from the top to the bottom isn't like astronomical. The game is pretty balanced, but like right now it seems like Heihachi is gonna play like Reina, but without any of the risk.
Like he's the same speed as Reina, but he does even more damage now also.
Yeah, and like So he's like a stance character now, and it seems like all of his options out of stance are like super overpowered, but he's not locked into going into stance. So like for example, Lydia, if she does certain moves like 1-2-2, it forces her into stance. So if you block 1-2-2, you can hit her out. Heihachi, if certain moves, if you do them and then hold down, you'll go into stance. But if you don't hold down, you won't go into it.
So you have to guess if he's gonna go into stance.
No, so like he can hit confirm it. If he hits you, he goes into stance. If he doesn't, then he's safe.
That's insane.
Like it's fucked up. Like hey, and there was a Tekken talk, which is like, they just go over like all the new changes coming in, and they showed a thing that Heihachi can do in Heat that it's fucked up. Like it's really just fucked up where he can like loop. It only works in Heat, but he can loop like headbutt into stance, into headbutt into stance, into headbutt into stance like 3 or 4 times. And they show it in the thing. They're like, yeah, this is something you can do. I'm like
I get it for lore reasons. He's like one of the strongest characters, right? But like you don't have to make him that strong in game.
I think they just want to sell fucking DLC, which I mean like is fine, but I think people are gonna like buy him anyway. You know, because he's Heihachi. It's not like Lydia, like no one really cares about Lydia. But also like the previous 2 DLC characters have been like weak. Like Eddie is probably strong. Like bottom like 5, bottom 7 in the game. Lydia's maybe not like that low, but she's like towards the bottom of mid tier. I don't think she's like, I don't think anyone would say like she's a problem or anything.
So now they need to make a broken character.
Yeah, it seems like they're like, oh, gotta make sure people buy Heihachi.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get patched, but he's not gonna get patched for a while because they gotta sell him.
Well, so, I don't know how long. Yeah, it's like I main Dragunov, and I'm not gonna lie, like his damage is fucked up. Like
yeah, no, but that match, like we saw like we're against the Reina. Bro, he was genuinely a Reina, but does more damage and has more options. And he has like less punishables.
Like Heihachi's like, he looks fucked up. And that's coming from someone who plays a character that has some fucked up shit. Like, I'm even said like Dragunov, his tools are annoying, and like there's counterplay, but it's not easy counterplay. Like, I'm not gonna downplay it. Like, he's fucking strong. But like really, like the biggest thing with Dragunov is just that he gets rewarded too much for like launchers and stuff. Like without Heat, you can get like an 80 to 90 damage combo if you're like super optimized. Like it's kind of fucked up. But like Heihachi looks fucked up. Like no risk or minimal risk, high reward. Like
who do you think they're also gonna buff and nerf? When comes out.
They've said that in the coming patch, Dragunov and Nina are both getting nerfed. Like I think they specifically said their damage. So like, I think that's fine. Like, I think that's good because Nina's also, she has some like really fucked up situations she can put you into.
In my opinion, I feel like when I'm a Shaheen main. If anybody doesn't know, I play Shaheen, but like I had more struggle with Nina than I had with Dragunov than I have ever had with Dragunov. Well, that's Nina. She's insane.
I think the thing is because like, so like, Dragunov, he plays big Tekken. He does big moves. He does back 1+2. He bonks you on the head. He has his down back 1+2 where he kicks you in the shin. He likes his big moves that have plus frames. But if someone's like really just abusing that, you can hit them out. Like you can't just do back 1+2 like over and over again. Like people can hit you out of it. But it's still scary. But Nina, she just like jabs you in the dick. Like it's like death by 1,000 paper cuts. But there's like, unless you're a very skilled player, like you're not gonna interrupt her. She just like literally ducks in your face and jabs you in the balls until you're dead. So
yeah, no, I mean, I'm happy Heihachi's here, but it's gonna be crazy how he's gonna be already annoying in ranked, but now it's gonna be interesting how he's gonna be in pro play. So I don't know if he's being played in I think there was like a Red Bull tournament I don't know if he's allowed to be played or he's too early or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet.
It's gonna be if he is, it's gonna be fun because I don't know who's gonna pick him up like a week before the tournament and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna play Heihachi. Let's see how he goes because they definitely.
I think people that play Mishimas, so people that are playing like Jin, Kazuya, or probably not Jin, honestly, because Jin's pretty strong. But people that play like Kazuya or Reina or Devil Jin are definitely probably gonna pick him up.
Mm-hmm. So
he just looks like Reina, but like really fucked up. That's like really what
Reina
it
on
is.
steroids.
It's like I'm not looking. I'm excited that he's back in the game, but like I know I'm probably not gonna play him. He's just like never been my character, but like it's gonna be a fucking shit show playing online for like the first like 2 weeks at least.
So we'll update you guys next episode on how annoying his ass is.
Will he be out by then? He comes out on like
the what?
October 3rd, I think.
We actually be recording that day. So not next episode. We'll talk it 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
2 weeks from now,
I'll cry about it here.
But that's all the news for today. We got some pretty juicy and some pretty good news. Let us know what you guys think about the new Deadlock anti-cheat. Let us know when you guys play Heihachi and fuck Astralis. Straight up.
And so also make sure shop.
Yeah.
Get your merch.
QORgaming.com/shop. Check out our all new shirts and everything and all new merch. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys.
Bye.
Bye.